Today's video is all about resting and recharging. So I'm going to be taking some time just to eat well, move my body, do things that I love like recipe testing, and I got a new cookbook. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite cookbooks that I've been collecting. Also just going to do a pamper night and just generally do things that make me feel good and help to restore my strength and my energy. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you to Briogeo for teaming up with me, and let's get started. I just got done with a workout. It was a very quick workout. It was only 15 minutes. I said in the last video that I was gonna go do a workout, and I'm starting this vlog right where I ended off, which is I've now done the workout. And the only reason I was able to do it was because I knew it was 15 minutes. I knew it would be quick, and I knew I would feel better afterwards. I'm gonna be doing some recipe testing tonight. I have a project that I'm working on that I have some recipes to test for. I'm gonna be making a cake for that. It's a Norwegian, Scandinavian style cake that I have made before. I just need to make sure that I have it perfectly perfect. I tend to test my recipes a lot. It just gives me peace of mind knowing that if you guys are gonna make my recipes, I've tested them. I know kind of the ins and outs. I can answer questions more easily, and hopefully I can write the recipe in a way that will get ahead of any kind of issues you may come across. Like the more you make a recipe, the more you see like, oh, that might be a good tip to write in the recipe, or that might be something that might be confusing to someone. Let me make sure to clearly explain that in the recipe. But before I do, I'm gonna have a little bit of a pamper session because I have been running all around. I've been doing errands. I've been dealing with plants, which I'm loving the plants in the apartment so far. And in the bath, I'm going to watch some YouTube videos because I have not had time to catch up on YouTube videos. And I have to say, and let me know if you guys feel this way too, I love YouTube. I love all social media. I think TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that stuff is really fun, but I love YouTube videos. I like the longer format. It's just soothing, you know, in a way that I feel like other social media forms aren't. So I am going to run a bath, an Epsom salt bath. I'm going to put a deep conditioner in my hair, which is so needed because it's so dry here. And I'm gonna watch YouTube videos. Then I'm going to be using this combo for my hair. Starting with this one, it smells so freaking good. It is the Briogeo Scalp Revival. A lot of minty products have a very kind of like pepperminty, toothpastey kind of smell, which is nice, but this one smells like a York peppermint patty or like mint chocolate chip ice cream, or I think specifically, like if I was going to get really specific, I think it smells like an Andes candy. It is so amazing. If I was just closing my eyes and smelling this and I didn't know it was my shampoo, I would think it was mint chocolate chip ice cream. Like, it is incredible, and it feels really good, especially right now after a workout. I'm all sweaty, I feel grimy. This is really deeply cleansing. It's got charcoal and coconut oil, and it works as a scalp scrub so that you can really deep clean and hydrate your scalp. I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok of people going to very expensive scalp cleaning treatments in New York City, and I know why, because it's like you have all this product in your hair and it builds up and it leads to like dryness and flakiness. So taking good care of your scalp is really important, but that's why I like to use this once a week. After that, I'm going to use this hair mask. This is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. I love to just put a hair mask in my hair and then tie it up on the top of my head in a bun and just sit there and watch my YouTube videos and give my hair enough time to really absorb the hair mask. This is really great because it's not too heavy and it doesn't contain any sulfates, silicones, parabens, and in fact, Briogeo products altogether are kind of pioneers in the clean beauty space. They've been making clean beauty products for over a decade, and fun fact, it is a Black-owned and female-founded company. So if you guys want to try Briogeo, you can get 15% off with the link and the coupon code in the description box below. I am going to jump in the bath and watch some YouTube videos. Comment below and let me know what some of your favorite YouTube channels are to watch so I can check them out, and I'm going to see you guys after the bath. I really like to turn off the overhead lighting and then light some candles when I take a bath. The softer lighting is just very relaxing, and it makes even the most basic bath feel like a bit more indulgent and fancy. I also like to have some ice water nearby when I take a bath just because obviously it does get pretty hot in there. After that, I went ahead and I blow dried my hair and I put some curls in it, which I haven't done in ages, and it honestly felt so good. All of that just to put my hair up, but I have to put my hair up when I cook. I just hate the thought of there, one, being hair in my food, but two, it's just like in my face and I'm trying to chop and do things, and I'm in like in work mode and like creative mode in the kitchen. So I really want my hair to be pulled off my face. The one thing that I do like about doing my hair at night is that if I put it in a claw clip or a braid, it stays kind of curly, and so that way the next day my hair is pretty much done. I can just kind of put a little bit of product in it and it looks nice for the next day. So that is all taken care of. I'm gonna get started on dinner, and I'm going to be making a recipe that I made maybe over a year ago in a video where I talked about some cookbooks that I like, and I tried a bunch of different recipes from some of my cookbooks, and one of them was the HeathNut Cookbook. I'm Instagram friends with Nicole from HeathNut Nutrition, and this is not a vegan cookbook, but there's a lot of there's some vegan recipes, there's some vegetarian recipes, and then there's some recipes that you could kind of easily veganize just by substituting a few things, which is what the taco recipe is that I make from this book. It is a poblano and mushroom taco recipe. It has a nice cold crunchy slaw with kale and cabbage, and then an avocado cream sauce, and it's super good. She did let me know that I could share the recipe with you guys, so I did that in that video, and I'll make sure to link it below in this video as well. I never like to share recipes from cookbooks without permission from the author, obviously, because you know, they want you to buy the book because they put so much work into it. So I only share recipes if I have permission, and I do have her permission, thankfully, so that recipe will be below. It's really good, and it's become one of my go-to taco recipes because it's a great way to eat lots of veggies, but in a way that feels kind of like fast food or takeout because it's taco. So I'm gonna get started on this, and then I'm also gonna be making a cake tonight. I don't normally make a whole cake for dessert, but that's part of my recipe testing that I'm doing. So I will go ahead and show you that as well, and then it will be dinner time. I think eating really well is an important part of resting and recharging my body. Now, sometimes when I'm really tired, I don't have time to cook, and that's totally fine. But on days where I really want to feel deeply nourished, I really focus on veggies and getting as many different plant foods into my body as possible. And these tacos are great because they have they kind of have two different veggie components. They have a cold and crunchy slaw, and then they have this filling, which is mushrooms, onions, and poblano peppers. It's seasoned with cumin, ground coriander, garlic, salt, and pepper. It has a little tamari and a little lemon juice, and it all just cooks in the oven. And when I was cooking, Nicholas came home and he actually surprised me with this cookbook. He very sneakily asked me if I was interested in this cookbook the other day, like just randomly. And I said, yeah, that looks amazing. I would love that cookbook. And then I didn't think anything of it. And then he comes home with it, and I was truly surprised and very happy. I love it. I cannot wait to make recipes from this book. I definitely will film some of them when I do. But another thing I was doing while dinner was cooking was I was recipe testing a cake recipe. So I have a notebook handy whenever I do that, and I make sure that I write down everything that I do and the steps and the order that I do everything so that I can remember. And especially if I'm doing a recipe multiple times, it's really handy to make sure that I always have a notebook nearby. So I was also doing that. And the last thing I did was I made some refried beans. Now, normally I do this with black beans or pinto beans. On this day, I just had kidney beans and white beans, so that's what I did. But it's just garlic, oregano, a little cumin, salt, and pepper. And then I like to melt some of this Mexican style shredded cheese on top. I just go ahead and put it on top and then pop this into the microwave. Served it with chips and guacamole and salsa for scooping up the beans. And then we had the tacos with the mushroom and pepper filling, also the crunchy slaw, which is made out of cabbage, and then it had guacamole on top. So good. Then for the cake, I tried this new whipping cream. I've tried the one from Silk, but never the Califia one, which is what we tried on this day. And this makes whipped cream just with a little bit of powdered sugar and vanilla extract. And for this cake, it's like a berries and cream cake. So what I did was I put a layer of jam in the middle with some fresh raspberries. And what I was doing here was not only testing the recipe, but also the quantities, like how much of the filling do I need, how much whipped cream do I need, how much berries. And I finally got the ratios right, and I'm really happy with the flavor and the amounts of everything. Only thing is I underbaked the cake because I'm not used to this oven yet. So we've got to try it again one more time to make sure that it's perfectly perfect. One of my favorite ways to take care of myself is to make a little bit extra when I'm cooking, and that way future me has very easy home cooked meals that I can just warm up and enjoy with very little effort. On this day I was making breakfast, so I decided why not make extra. I made just basic oatmeal with some cinnamon, some almond milk, some salt, and water. Let that cook, and then I made a berry topping. For the berries, I did frozen blueberries and cherries with orange, vanilla, and maple, and I topped this with a little bit of vegan yogurt on top. I'm just getting myself ready for the day, but I'm still in my comfy clothes because this is what I love to wear around the house. This set is actually from Target, and it's one of those that just gets comfier and comfier the more you wash it. It's like a short set with a slouchy, very lightweight soft sweater, and they come in a bunch of different colors. I'll link them below. But I wanted to show you some of my favorite cookbooks because, like I said, I'm going to be putting a bookshelf up here. I think I said that in a video before this one, like the last vlog. Starting with this one, this is the Vegan Chinese Kitchen by Hannah Che. I have to say, I find this cover to be so appealing because as a food photographer and a recipe developer and a food stylist kind of all rolled into one, I find this to be a really effective cover. The colors are really beautiful, but they're kind of moody and artsy at the same time, but it's not so artsy and fancy that it doesn't look like something you could actually make. Like, I love that the focus is on this bowl of veggies right here, and it's like kind of glistening and it looks so delicious, like you could just dig right in. And as a foodie and someone who likes to make recipes, I love when photographers are able to strike that balance because you want it to be elevated and, you know, beautiful and enticing so that you want to make the recipe, but you also want it to be approachable and like something you could actually make and that you would really enjoy in your real life. And I feel like this cover does a great job of that, and I find that to be very inspiring. I'm always trying to improve my food photography and the way that I present my recipes. So cookbooks are not only a joy for me because I like making the recipes, but I also just find them endlessly inspiring, from the way that they're written to the way that they're photographed, and then of course making the recipes inside. I actually prefer to collect not vegan cookbooks because I like to learn the original traditional technique of, especially like this is like Mexican cuisine by Rick Martinez he used to be on Bon Appetit. I think he also works for the New York Times sometimes, like he kind of bounces around, but his passion for authentic Mexican cuisine is so contagious. Like the way he talks about food and recipes and ingredients from Mexico and these old recipes that he's kind of modernized, like I just find it to be so inspiring. If you're someone who likes to read a cookbook cover to cover and you like the stories in between and some of the context that they provide, these cookbooks are totally going to be up your alley. The first is from Anna Jones. She is a absolutely incredible food writer based in England. She has many cookbooks. She writes for The Guardian. She has a beautiful website. She's really focused on the seasons, and she's vegetarian, so her recipes are also vegetarian, but they can also be easily veganized, and some of them already are vegan. But the photography and the writing style is just so cozy. Like this cookbook and everything she does is so homey and cozy, and I am so drawn to her work, and I find her writing style to be so inspiring. This book is dog-eared all over the place. I've actually made a moussaka recipe from her book in a video a couple years ago. So I have had this one for a long time. I totally love it. I also love this one. So this one is called The Art of Picnics, and this is again a very beautiful read. This one isn't vegan, so I wouldn't recommend it for anyone looking for vegan friendly recipes, but if you're like me and you like to read all different kinds of cookbooks just to give you an idea and kind of expand your horizons of different possibilities, this is a really fun one, and it will definitely inspire you to have more picnics. This one is vegan, and I love that it's focused on budget-friendly vegan meals. This one was sent to me by the Bosch PR team, and I haven't really checked it out that much yet, but I have flipped through it. They have an apple tart tatin recipe in here, which I'm also working on an apple tart tatin recipe, so it was fun to kind of compare notes. They definitely do it differently than I do, but it was cool to see that they have a lot of, again, very traditional old school recipes, but with a vegan twist. And there's so many different kinds of cuisine. There's Indian, there's Thai, there's Japanese, there's Spanish food, there's Swedish food, and it's all veganized and it's all budget friendly. So I think this is a really awesome book, and one that I would definitely give as a gift to any new vegans or just people who are looking to, you know, expand their recipe repertoire. This one is fun and it's got great pictures. And finally, if you are a chocolate lover, this is a completely vegan dessert book all about different chocolate recipes, cakes, bars, cookies, brownies, so much good stuff. It's written by one of my favorite bloggers. She has a blog called Peanut Butter Plus Chocolate, and you've probably heard me talking about that in older videos because I've made her single serve chocolate chip cookie so many times. I've also made it into the shape of an Easter egg, and I had that for my sister's Easter basket present one year, like 2 or 3 years ago. I love it, and her recipes are absolutely delicious. So I will link this below as well if you are a chocolate lover, and it is completely vegan, which I love. One thing I really like to do when I'm meal planning for the week is to go through blogs and cookbooks. I even go through my own blog just to kind of refresh my memory. So if you want to see how I meal plan, let me know. know, and I'll put that in the next video. But right now I'm gonna head over to my closet and I'm gonna start packing because we are going on a weekend trip and we're gonna be gone Saturday and Sunday. So I need a car outfit, like a comfy car outfit, and then I need an outfit for dinner because we're gonna go to a nicer dinner, and then the next day we're gonna be hiking. And I feel like the weather is very unpredictable on the East Coast this time of year. It's like end of winter, early spring, so it could be really cold, it could be raining, it could be randomly very warm, and then you're like sweating in all of your layers. So the key I know is light layers and a couple of different options, but it makes it hard to pack. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't normally pack too far in advance if I'm going on a trip, especially not a quick trip, but this whole vlog is about rest and relaxation, and I feel like I'm my most relaxed when I'm prepared. It allows me to just kind of free up mental space and anxiety so I can just be in the moment, be spontaneous, have fun, because I know that, you know, the important stuff is taken care of. So I hope this video inspired you to take a little time, do the things that make you feel good. Whatever makes you feel good and helps you to relax and rest, I hope you will take some time to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.